All right. I think I'm live. I think so. Jesus, my cat's gonna be knocking on the door this whole time. Come here. Come on. What do you want? All right. All right. All right. I don't know if anybody has a cat, but I was led to believe these were independent creatures. That these creatures. Hi. Hello. Hello. I was led to believe that they were independent. They took care of themselves. They weren't all huggy touchy. Uh, this is how my cat likes to spend most of the day. Let's just come on. You want to go to your spot? All right, come here. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Get on. Okay. This is okay. You don't want to go on the shoulder right now. Oh, just wants to lay. All right. All right. Are you content? All right. We're live. The cat was gonna just knock on the door the whole time, so let's let this kitty in. What's up, kitty cat? The most attached cat in the history of Earth. I feel like an evil villain right now, like a crime boss. Look at this cat. It's like a dog. This cat's trying to roll around in my lap. You gotta cool it, all right? You can hang 10, but you gotta cool it. Can't do this. Cats are so weird too. They'll press up against you. I don't know if anybody has a cat, but they like smack into your face. They just want to like push against your head. You little freak. You are an attention whore. I want to talk about. I don't know if you guys seen the new Bad Boys trailer. Bad Boys Ride or Die. Uh, it's fascinating. I remember when the first one came out in 1995, and here we are 30 years later. And somehow Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are still pulling it off. Bad Boys. It's like Dad Boys. When you see Martin Lawrence, it looks like Sad Boys. But then again, who am I to talk? I look like I opened up a farm to table organic hookah lounge. So I'm not gonna go into looks or anything like that. I'm aging like a like a banana. Just getting bruised in my old age. Can you calm down? Can you calm down? Look at this cat. Look at this little freak. Calm down. Big Puss in Boots eyes. Cats are so weird. If you ever read about cats' eyes and how they let in light and how they get big and small, what are you doing? Uh, but it's fascinating with the big bad news Ride or Die trailer that's trending on YouTube. With that, there was an exclusive article in Variety, and I put the link to the article if you want to play along at home in the description. Oh, and by the way, I'm Rob. Welcome to the struggle. Welcome to the class war. You need to be combed. There's hair everywhere. Jesus, cat. Cats are the funniest thing ever. And they're not independent. If you're looking into getting a cat, my family tricked me. They said, you don't need, they just need a litter box and feed. You just need to feed them. Nope. Your cat turns 18 years old on April 17th, Jay. Oh my goodness. I didn't know cats live to 18. That's amazing. I couldn't even tell you how old this cat is. How old are you? 5? 6? Meow. Can you meow your age? This fucking cat looked at me like, dude, look at this kitty. Look at this kitty. Look at this kitty. Give him your evil eye. Yeah, there you go. It's not like grumpy cat. It's like not impressed cat. Jay, all my pets live longer than normal. My vet says it's due to how I care for them. Oh, that's fascinating. I believe that. Like, do you, anybody ever remember when people were like, I don't know if it was in middle school or high school, they were like, if you sing to a plant, it will grow faster. I don't think that's true, but that was like a urban legend that used to go around before the internet. We used to have those urban legends. I don't think they exist anymore. Now it's just all disinformation. Now people are just joining cults. Jay, when my mom passed, I inherited her cat. She lived to be 23. Oh my God. Yo, your cat lived longer than some of my friends. That's not even a joke. Well, God bless you, Jay. You need to do a live on how to care for cats. Look at this. I'm gonna show you this cat. This cat is just sitting with its head against my chest. So funny. Come here. Come here. Yep, look. You purring? This cat just like wants to push. Oh God, you were covered in hair. You can tell it's almost summer. Cat just wants to push its head against. Look at how smug it looks. Not grumpy cat, smug cat. Yes, he's so smug. If I did YouTube, it would scare people. Hey, God bless you, man. Do it. Listen, I'm doing it. And I can only imagine what people think. You know what? I don't care. I love doing this. It's fascinating. It's fun. You connect with all sorts of people. Like, I had no idea cats could live past 12, maybe 13. So that's fascinating. All right, I don't want to get too far off topic because I want to talk about this Will Smith thing. It is wicked late. I got to get up at like 4. So I didn't want to make this too long, but I watched the Bad Boys trailer. I don't know if you've seen it. And the whole time I'm thinking, these dudes are like, I don't even know, 60. How old are these guys? Martin Lawrence looks 60. Again, I understand how I look. You know, I look like I look like I'm opening some kind of organic hookah lounge, farm to table hookah lounge in Portland, Oregon. Um, so I'm not saying anything about how they look. I'm just saying like these dudes are old. And if you watch the trailer, it is an action-packed like a Bad Boys 1 trailer, and it's very hard to believe. The whole time I'm like, Martin, Bud, how many body doubles extras do they need for this movie? And Will, we get it. You're in shape. We've seen how you handled Chris Rock, but you're not very likable. At this point, you are the bad boy, not in an ironic sense. You're just kind of a D. But then Variety, cat, you hit my internet. This cat just has, I don't know if you can see how my arm is. Cat is just pushing its head against my arm. Stop. And I'm covered in hair. But Variety had this exclusive article about how Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's charity is to close after the Oscars slap. They said the donations sink thousands spent on elusive mental health organizations and overdrawn bank fees. And I just wanted to bring this up because, again, this is the Class War, the Struggle live stream. I go every weekday. Today's my second time today. So please hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when I go live. I always try to bring you some kind of entertaining, fascinating news that pertains to the culture and the class war, which is happening, whether or not you want to recognize it. Wealthy people are very organized, and we, the people, just need to be aware. So all I'm trying to do is bring stuff into people's orbit. Into this cat is like, just pet me. Yes, I know. You're gonna see this cat's face when I pet it. I don't know if it's terrifying or hilarious. this, I love this cat. Man, my pets. So, anyways, the class war. Please subscribe, and for those who have subscribed, it has been a devastating few weeks for my family. We're dealing with some very traumatic things, some life-altering things. I'm very scared right now. It's been it's been one of the most stressful times since my dad passed away, and that was 20 years ago, I think. 19 years ago. So, that just tells you how tough it is right now for us. And for all the new subscribers, everybody joining this family, you have been my silver lining. So I thank you. Getting in on the ground floor. You're starting when we're still a small channel. Only 1,000 subs or 1,100 and something. But every single one of you who have subscribed, for real, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much. All right, so now let's get into this Will Smith thing. So I guess, and I knew they had a charity foundation because I think at one point I even like applied to work for it. But this is like big business in Hollywood. Everybody's probably seen Paul Newman's Own, the pink lemonade from Newman's Own, which always says like 100% of the profits go to charity or whatever. I wonder if that's real. But it's big business for these celebrities. But I don't care about the business side. What I wanted to bring up is the karma, the PR side of it, the public recognition that they get from having these charities, and how the working people, even the people that work for them, who maybe they underpay. In this Variety article, it says that they were cutting the pay of the people who were running their organization. And to preface all this, Will Smith is worth $350 million. So he could afford to pay people a living wage, a decent wage. But what this does, these charities, and in my 20 years in radio, if you ever dared to critique, like let's just take Mr. Beast for example, right? That dude's got to be worth 100 million. And if you ever critique who he is and what he does, and again, it's just a critique. It's just saying like, hey man, I wish, he would change it up. He would do something. He would consider this. I wish he would be more aware. A lot of these wealthy people, when they have a team of people around them, it's all yes men. They don't have real advisors. They just got people to kind of wrangle them, and let them hear what they want. They live in an echo chamber a lot of the time. But my biggest concern is not if they're, doing this for tax reasons or maybe to pay themselves, which we'll get into in the article in a minute. If you saw the thumbnail for this, that doorway is one of the doorways they were donating thousands of dollars to. That's the quote unquote office of one of these, what's it called? Health organizations, mental health organizations. That's the door, the thumbnail that I put up. As you can tell, it doesn't look like a World Health Organization. It doesn't look like a business even. And again, we'll get into that. But what really concerns me about these charitable organizations these celebrities create is that it deflects from them being critiqued. You see this, I encounter this argument all the time. Because I'll say, I've asked questions about Dave Grohl. I ask questions about Mr. Beast all the time. And I say there's no ill intent. I'm grateful for, the positive things they do. But does them donating to charity cancel out everything else? Like if they don't pay people a living wage, if they help enforce the system that is set up for so many workers to not be able to survive, does that, their charitable causes, cancel that out? I don't believe so. And I don't believe anybody's immune to critique. Even me here on the channel. I would say, Jay, Mr. Beast's estimated net worth of $500 million? I did not know that. Mr. Beast is worth more than Will Smith. Jesus. Please subscribe. If you can make that kind of money. And trust me, if I had that kind of money, I'd have all sorts of charities. I don't think I tell people about them, though. I think I would do them on the hush-hush. But it just bugs me that the argument by so many of the working people, so many of people in our communities are like, well, how much have you given a charity? And we're going to get to that. I am going to give you the greatest rebuttal in the history of the world. So if you ever critique somebody and they go, oh yeah, well, are you giving a charity? How much money did you give? Oh, have I got an answer for you? This is a good one. Hit that thumbs up button because I'm going to give you something that's going to crack their brain. It's going to glitch these assholes out. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. It's going to glitch these people who should be more aware, should be hyper aware. And before I came on the live, I'm telling you, I did the math. I had my calculator out and I was doing the math because I wanted to make sure I came correct. So anyways, Will Smith, don't say nothing about his wife. You don't want to get slapped. I hope they put slap the taste out your mouth joke in Bad Boys Ride or Die. We should do like an over under. We should do like a poll. Leave it in the comments if you think, oh, what's up, Ample Thought? I shouldn't be awake, but I'm in a high stress time in my life where I cannot sleep. I keep waking up thinking I'm living in a nightmare. So I only get a couple hours of sleep a night. Anyways, yeah, my family's going through a very, very high stress time. So no sleeping, no eating. It's not healthy, but I was reading all this news and said, I got to talk about this. This is incredible. So Will Smith's Celebrity Charity Foundation is going out of business. It's shutting down. The Will and Jada Smith. Oh, the other thing before I get into this, I was trying to find out if Jaden Smith is in Bad Boys Ride or Die. Was he in the last one, Bad Boys for Life? I feel like Will always tries to sneak his kids into stuff, even though, like, you know, maybe they're not great actors. Willow's got a good voice, okay? She can do some art. But Jaden? All right, so their foundation had took a serious hit after he slapped Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars. Tax filings show after that incident, high-profile contributors that had given to the foundation stopped. According to ProPublica, the foundation's revenue dropped from 1.7 million in 2020 and 2.1 million in 2021 to 365,000. The funniest thing about this, right? This is so well, let me tell you, the donation year-over-year drop is 83%. Departure of contributors such as American Airlines, which donated over 76,000 in 2021, and CAA, which contributed 100,000 in 2021. The very funny thing about this is Will Smith is worth 350 million. I looked up. That's his net worth. And this guy has a foundation for other people to donate money to help organizations. So he's not even putting up his own money. And I work for a wealthy dude who had a foundation. All these people have foundations. Listen, I'll just say this. If you got a foundation, you're suspect to me. Because what are you trying to hide? What do you need this good karma for? What do you need the good PR for? A lot of the times these people are a-holes. Case in point, Will Smith. Case in point, my old boss. Like, these are not secrets. They're a-holes. And I think the foundation tries to balance out, you know, they probably have somebody in Hollywood being like, you need a foundation. You got to be helping with mental health and XYZ. So you suspect, okay? Some of these celebrities, not everybody. I think there are people with good intentions, but I will say this. Out of the two people, this one and my old boss, they were jerks. You could ask anybody. And I mean, Will Smith was such a big jerk. He did it on their Hollywood's biggest night of the year. So you suspect. But the other weird thing, right? These people have charity foundations and they're taking donations. They're worth, it's like when The Rock and Oprah were like, hey guys, we're going to help the Maui wildfires. So can you donate? They're like, we know you're having trouble with rent and eating groceries. And the CEO of Kellogg's is telling you if you can't afford food for dinner, eat his cereal that he raised the price of 17% in the last year. And we know we have money for great, 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 great grandkids, and no generation of ours will ever have to worry about money. But could you chip in? And those people are not only tone deaf, but they're a-holes, you know, like Oprah. Just donate the money. Like, you're not worrying about rent. Oprah, you owe 2,000 acres. She has 2,000 acres on Maui. Donate your land. Don't come to us. So I think they're frauds in that aspect too. Like, if I had a ton of money, why wouldn't I just help? It's almost demented. And how people just accept it and don't question it really bothers me. Because I just want people to consider that. A guy worth $350 million starts an organization to help by asking other people to donate. Anyways, and I'm sure they put some of their own money into it, but they're talking about top contributors right here, okay? And if they only had 1.7 mil and 2.1 mil in the last few years of this foundation, the Will and Jada Pinkett Smith Family Foundation, this one effed up family, um, then I don't think they're putting their money in. I don't think this is like a match for match. It sounds like, they were getting 100,000, 76,000 from these corporate sponsors. So it's just always weird to me. Like, these people have money for generations and they start foundations to use other people's money to help. So that's the other thing. When people are like, oh, they're great, they give to charity. Are they giving to charity out of their own pocket? Or are they using a foundation and giving to charity from other people's money? Remember that. Because that's key too. Yeah. I could just start a foundation and have everybody donate and donate to charity. Does that mean I'm doing anything? You know what I mean? Like, what? I put my name on it? Does everybody praise me if I started a foundation where I use other people's money to help other people? Like, you're a middleman. It sounds like a scam. It's messed up, man. And these people get all this like praise and good whatever, good PR out of it. And it's so frustrating because it's like, it's not even your money. You're not even taking a hit. Okay, so looking at their charitable giving, this is what I wanted to tell you about. This is the greatest rebuttal. If people want to defend these celebrities, these wealthy people, because they donate to charity with other people's money, let's look at the charitable giving. And again, the Variety article is in the link. If you want to read any of this, I share it with you. Jay, only celebrities that have a charity that uses what he has in his John Bon Jovi. Oh, really? Interesting. I'll look into that. Sometimes celebrities become involved in philanthropy solely as a way to better their public image and brand. 100%. Yeah, it's not about the public. It's just about their brand. Bill and Hillary need a cover for their crap. Jaden Smith was not in Bad Boys 4. Thank you. And I checked for Bad Boys Ride or Die. What is this, 5? And I didn't see him in the cast. But I just figured like Will's going to slip him in because that's what he does. It's all about padding themselves. So anyways, this Variety article, looking at 2022 charitable giving, the Will and Jada Smith Foundation gave to prominent organizations, including $100,000 to the American Film Institute. Okay. Doesn't really sound like a mental health work, but okay, I get it. It's art. It probably helps disadvantaged communities, all for that. Then they gave $2,500 to Big Brother Big Sisters. Remember that. $100,000 to the American Film Institute and $2,500 to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Foundation also donated money to two significantly smaller organizations, Rebecoming and World Rebirth Foundation. If that don't sound like some Scientology cult shit, I don't know what does. And the Rebecoming is the thumbnail. So if you go look at the thumbnail, ow, 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 cat, ow, God, dang, no, kitty. Jay donated to the GoFundMe. Are you serious? Oh my God. Jay, thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Thank you. That's incredible. I'm always like blown away when I just know how, stop, kitty. I know how hard it is right now. So, my tragedy is no different than other people's. Stop, kitty. I got fireworks in my office. I can't have this cat playing down there. Maybe I'm going too much into detail about what's going on. Jay, thank you so much. I really, I can't thank you enough. I'm just kind of blown away right now. You got to give me a second. What was I talking about? Okay, so the thumbnail is the door, the office door to the Rebecoming Foundation. That's supposedly for mental health. And we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to give you the greatest rebuttal ever to when people are like, how much have you given to charity? Mr. Beast gives a lot. We're not going to use Mr. Beast as an example. I'm going to do simple math. And in this article, hold on, let me just get to the other point where it says, okay, so Will Smith is said, despite facing criticism for slapping Rock at the Oscars, Smith is still commanding some of Hollywood's biggest paydays, Per Variety report last year, Smith is making his 25 million quota on both the upcoming sequel Bad Boys 4 and Netflix Fast and Loose. Okay? So let's just take the 25 million from one movie that Will does. 25 million, okay? And isn't that interesting too? Will Smith can still command 25 million for a movie just to star in, but his foundation is closing because of the slap. That says so much. So much. So the 25 million, again, this is not his net worth. His net worth is 350 million. Let's just take the 25 million from one movie. If you find out the percentage or how many times his donation to Big Brothers Big Sisters was, 2,500 goes into 25 million, 10,000 times. Okay? So what they donated, most likely of other people's money, to Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is an amazing, amazing. My daughter worked in that program. It truly is incredible. That helps with mental health too. I know technically it's not a mental health thing, but their support system definitely builds good mental health. But if you just took Will Smith's donation, it's basically 1/10,000th of what he made in one movie, not his net worth. The 2,500 is 1/10,000th of his payday for Bad Boys 4, 5, whatever it is. So when you take that into account, right? Will Smith donated 1/10,000th of one paycheck from one movie. I'm worth about $100 right now. Okay, I got about $100. I make $100 a week, so I got about $100 in my bank account. 1/10,000th of that would be 1 penny. So if I gave 2 pennies, 2 cents to the Big Brothers Big Sisters Foundation, I would have doubled the amount that Will gave because of my net worth. And I'm not even doing a payday. Well, I guess I am doing a payday because my paydays are exactly my net worth. I make $100 a week at Starbucks because they take out all my money for health insurance and taxes. So I make about $5 an hour, if you're wondering why we unionize. And it's funny because earlier today I was reading the Bible where Jesus said, he was talking about how, people like to donate. And then this poor woman came in and she gave like her last couple of coins. And Jesus was like, that's the woman who's going to heaven. She knows the way. She's closer to heaven than any of you wealthy people who donate a little bit. Like that lady gave her last money. And then today I'm reading this and I was like, yo, I got to go live. Because whether or not you believe in that stuff, I mean, Jesus is my savior. This is the dude that saved my life many times. So I believe Jesus is God. But the way he talks about things, and you can't ignore, he was a radical teacher, right? His teachings still stand the test of time 2,000 years later. Love your enemy. Love your neighbor. But it was just fascinating when I was thinking about that and figuring out, like, hey, let's even look at the percentage, right? It's 1/10,000th, his donation to Big Brother, Big Sisters. It's 1/10,000th of one payday for him. So for me, one payday, $100, would be 1 penny. So if I gave 2 pennies, I doubled the percentage of what Will Smith gave. So, and I've given to charity, even as poor as I am. So technically, that will be my retort now to people when they're like, how much do you give? And I'll say, well, double what these celebrities give. And the funniest part about that is I give my own money. I don't have corporations donate to a charity so I can donate their money. I actually use my own hard-earned money. But if we took that 2,500, or even let's take the American Film Institute or whatever, he donated 100,000 to it, right? And let's take that percentage of his net worth. I'm pretty sure, what was that number? That was like 100. Oh Jesus! Now I'm gonna have to do math again because I forgot the math. I was going off on a tirade. Where's my abacus? Where is my calculator? You know what? I'll just Google it. What would it be? 350 million divided by 100,000. Come on, give me an answer, Google. 3,500. That's right. There we go. That was stupid easy math. tired. So 3,500. Okay, we figured it out. Really, Rob, you had to do that in Google. So disappointed in you. So it's basically 1/3,500th of his net worth. I would have to cut a penny into like pieces to make that kind of donation. 1/3,000th of a donation. Well, let's just put it like this. If I threw them a dime, it would be, I don't know how many times, 10 times the percentage that Will Smith gave. So it's hilarious that because people do this to me all the time. If I ever critique or have some kind of commentary on Mr. Beast, they're like, oh, how much have you given to charity? How much have you helped? And in certain cases, I use my own money, and percentage-wise, I give much more. Not to brag, this isn't something you should brag about, but it's strictly as a defense for these people who just blindly forgive and fall prey to the PR machine of celebrity charitable foundations. Because that's really what it is. It's a PR machine. It's to buy them the good graces of the public again so they can go, oh, I heard he gives to charity. Yeah, how much does he give? 1/3,000th of his net wealth? And is it even his own money? These are the questions we need to ask. And these are the questions I ask here on the Class War, The Struggle. So please hit subscribe and hit the notifications, because you never know. I go live early in the morning, late at night. I got to try to like sleep for a couple hours tonight. But before we go, I got to show you this. This is the door. Okay? Again, you can read all this stuff for yourself in the description. Keep wanting to call it the comments. It's the description. And it says, Rebecoming's listed New York City address is this unmarked door between a pizzeria and a dry cleaner. This is where Will Smith's charitable, Will and Jada Smith, let's keep her on the title too, their family foundation is donating money to. This door, this is the so-called office. And the hilarious part is they say, according to its website, Rebecoming is dedicated to understanding and unlocking the healing potential of non-ordinary states of consciousness through clinical research into the mechanism of action behind trauma release. It says the organization's site hasn't been updated since 2020, and a contact notice sent by Variety went unanswered. Rebecoming has filed tax paperwork through 2022, but attempts to contact the organization by phone or via the listed addresses were unsuccessful. Will and Jada Smith Foundation gave $15,000 to the organization in 2022. Maybe Rebecoming is just filing taxes because they're getting so much money from Will Smith. I wonder if Jaden runs that. I wonder who runs the Rebecoming. I bet it's Jaden. And the World Rebirth Foundation is an Oxnard, California-based organization with a Beverly Hills P.O. box. The official website is not currently live. There's an official Facebook page that was last updated July 2023 with a typo-filled mission statement on the Facebook page, which says the organization is, in quotes, in a nutshell, help those that are in need, teach life skills, and build job skills. And then it says, unquote, elsewhere focus on, quote, gun violence, mental health, and financial literacy. Typos sound like it was typed by like one of Jaden's friends who was high. It sounded like it was typed by Machine Gun Kelly. And that's where this money is being funneled to. They're taking donations, so it's not their own money that they're donating through the Will and Jada Smith Foundation. And they're funneling it to these obscure would you go for medical research in that door? I mean, maybe if it was a Craigslist ad, you know, and it was like a backdoor lobotomy or something. I was going to get my tooth pulled in Tijuana, maybe. But I mean, that's where they sent $15,000. That's the office where they're doing medical research to, let me get this correct, to dedicate and understand and unlock the healing potential of non-ordinary states of consciousness through clinical research into the mechanism of action behind trauma release. That's a bunch of gibberish, okay? That don't mean nothing. Just like the door. It's nonsense. And somehow this, and a representative for the Smith family declined to comment. Of course. I would just show him a picture of this and be like, have you done trauma research in this door? If so, you may need trauma recovery help from that trauma research. So again, I highly encourage you. There's so much more in this. Like, there were some of the expenses from the foundation were $3,000 in bank overdrawn fees. A dude worth $350 million is overdrawing on his account. We are just like them. Jesus. I love how, like, some people think wealthy people are like this, this higher vibration, total star, magic, whatever. And it's like, this dude can't even run his organization without occurring $3,000 in overdraft fees. It's hilarious because, like, that sounds like me. Like, oh, great. My God. And this guy makes $25 million per movie. That is just one reason why I will not be watching Bad Boys Ride or Die. Let me just say that. I remember when the first one came out in 1995. I probably even went to the theaters to see it. Me and my best friend loved that movie. The Porsche in it, the dynamic. Will Smith in the 90s, poof, much different man than now. But this one, I just can't get behind it. I can't put my money towards that. I cannot support that. If you can, then more power to you. I can't put. Well, I don't have enough money to support that, but I do have a gift card to take my kids to movies, and it will not be used on that. Jay, I don't donate to get praise. It makes my heart happy to help others. Oh man, seriously though, it's amazing that you did that. And I know how everybody's struggling, so most of the time, like, I'm just like, listen, if you could pray for me, God's will, not mine. I'm leaning on into my understanding. I'm just trusting God. So if you could throw some prayers up there, if you're the praying type. If not, send some good energy. But prayers, pleading for me. Arguing, struggling, pleading, begging, discussing with God every day. That's how, like, I get lost at work because I'll be supposed to be doing something and I'm just talking to God the whole time. So if you could pray for me, if you're the praying type, that would mean the world to me. But that financial stuff, unfortunately, here on earth, money solves problems. I know they say money doesn't buy happiness. I'm like, yo, you haven't paid your rent on time and had food in the fridge? That makes you happy. Continue to pray for you and you. Thank you so much. And listen, if there is anything I could pray for, I always say this. That's why I call this the struggle. Because it's not just about me sharing, but if anybody, one of my videos where I talked about after my dad passed away, a lot of people were in the comments sharing stuff. And that was so moving for me. And that was a really difficult moment for me because we had just got this devastating news. I think I was in shock and grief and trying to help my kids navigate this situation. I still am. And then I kept getting these alerts, all these comments of people sharing, and I was so moved. I was like, man, this is why I do this, because I believe solidarity is our greatest weapon against the forces, the oppression, the system that is built to rob us. And to see people open up and get vulnerable and share with me is one of the greatest, most amazing things in the world. So, and that's why I do this. So thank you for the prayers. Who the hell can afford to see a movie? You're telling me. Listen, God bless my aunt. Every Christmas, she sends us movie gift cards, and she says, this is for you and your wife to go out on a date. And I'll spill the beans here, but I never tell her. But me and my wife haven't gone out since we got married, so like 11 years ago. We've never had a night out, not once. And that's not even a lie. She works, I work, we don't have time. But the one thing we will do is we'll take the kids to see a movie that they really want. Like last year, I forget what my daughter went to, but my son wanted to go see the Ninja Turtles movie, the Seth Rogen one. So that was like the little gift card escape. That was like the one movie a year he goes to see. This year, I think he wants to do Godzilla, and my daughter wants to do the Lion King prequel Mufasa, which I'm excited for. That comes out in December. So we split up the gift cards and we let each kid go with one parent to a movie. This sounds sad, especially when you talk about Will Smith making 25 million for one movie, one payday. And I talk about how I can afford to go see one movie because my aunt gets me a gift card. I can take the kids to one movie a year. This is why I do this. This is why I started this live stream, the Class War of the Struggle, because we need to be aware of the wealth, the great inequality. When some of us just want a roof over our head and food in the fridge, and the others who, there's a whole laundry list of things they do. One of them is defend themselves from criticism by donating to charity with other people's money and misappropriate funds where they're getting bank withdrawals and they're not paying people who run the organization. That's the other thing in the article in the description. It says like they cut their pay. It linked to another article and I couldn't find that, but I'm going to search it out because I think there's more to this and I'd like to see who else has these suspect charities. I will say Paul Newman's, they got to be making money because they make the greatest pink lemonade ever. That's the pink lemonade me and my kids love. And I buy it. And I hope, and I'm going to look into it because now I'm getting disappointed, but I hope that when it says all the proceeds go to charity, I hope they mean it. Paul Newman's dead, right? Did I prematurely kill him? I think he's dead. So, I mean, maybe his kids are leeching off that lemonade money. They got that ranch dressing money. They got that salad dressing money. But it is big business, and even the Variety article claims that. So I thank you guys, Ample Thought Jay, for stopping by, and everybody who is watching this later. I thank you. Leave something in the comments if you know. I'm gonna look into the John Bon Jovi thing. I've heard John Bon Jovi is a good dude when it comes to that stuff. They won't pay a living wage, but they'll pay a movie star 25 million who has over 350 million in net worth, and then expect people to pay $20 to see a movie. And $20 is on the low end. Let's be honest. That's like if you go to a matinee and you buy no food and you sneak in all your candy. Like that's a good deal. $20 to see a movie. Oh man. I know, it's so funny. We can't get a living wage. I hate that phrase, a living wage. You know what that means? Enough money to live. Jay, I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell because I want you back in my comments, especially the fact that you have cats that have lived longer than some of my friends spent time on Earth. That is just amazing to me. That's so cool. And I want you to do a video on like tips on how to raise a cat because I'm fascinated and I would watch that. My daughter would love that. By the way, where did my cat go? My cat was in here, right? Oh my God, she fell asleep in my sneaker. This cat's adorable. You are subscribed. Awesome. Thank you. And everybody who has subscribed, I'm so grateful for you. I really am. Because I love doing this. I love talking with people. I love hearing other people's stories. And this is a cool medium. Everybody from around the world. I got some friends up in Canada from YouTube. I got Ample Thought through YouTube. So I'm just very, 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 very grateful. And I hope to keep building this community, this family, and we keep making each other aware and having conversations like we do in the comments. I love the interaction. So I thank you very much. Salute to you guys. And I'm sure there's going to be more with the Bad Boys. If you haven't watched the Bad Boys trailer, go do it. It's trending on YouTube. It looks like Sad Boys, to be honest with you. I almost felt bad for Martin Lawrence. I'm like, Will Smith dragged him out to do another one. He was like, Martin, I can't do it by myself. You're the lovable one at this point. Like, I cannot go solo in this. So, go check out the Sad Boys trailer. I want to do a reaction so bad to it, but I do everything here on my iPhone, so I don't know if that's possible yet. If the channel gets bigger, that's all I want to do is reactions. There's another trending movie. It's a Bollywood movie, but it's an action film, and I swear to God, they got the Bollywood Jason Momoa. I want to do a reaction to that, especially because in the Bollywood trailer, I don't even know the title of it. It's some big action Mad Max meets Bad Boys for Life thing. You can go check it out. But it's so funny because they'll speak in their language and then they'll say something like Fast and Furious, And I'm like, is that the hasta la vista of, you know, like, you know, hasta la vista was one phrase from Terminator that was in another language. I'm like, is that their hasta la vista, Fast and Furious? Sad Boys, exactly 100 what I thought when I saw it. Sad Boys. Oh man. But you can't deny the payday. All right, guys, I gotta get up in a few hours, and I gotta try to not wake up in the middle of the night thinking I'm living a nightmare. Um, but I'll be listen tomorrow at I'd say 1:30. I'll be going live. So if you could stop by, that would be amazing. If not, I might even go live again tomorrow night. Uh, and if Ample Thoughts here, we'll connect at some point. Life has just been very, very stressful, so I'm doing this on a whim. But my PayPal, I gotta think. I think I got a PayPal. I do have my GoFundMe posted in one of my lives in the thing. Uh, I could post it in this one. I got to figure out how to work. See, I'm not that good at that. I never. Oh yeah, yeah. PayPal. See, that's what somebody else said to me. Um, yeah, I know I got the PayPal app. I know I can figure it out. I'll post it on this live once I figure it out. Probably not tonight, but if you want to check back, that would be amazing. It really would, because that's the worst part about this society. It's like money fixes the issues, and they don't pay us enough of it. But good news, I think I'm gonna have some more news about Starbucks coming to the table to negotiate. If you hadn't heard, I helped unionize my Starbucks. Hundreds of Starbucks have unionized. Starbucks spent millions of dollars to union bust us and fight us when they could have just spent that money on the contract we're trying to fight for, just paying us enough money to live. But no, they paid lawyers who don't need it to break the law and violate our workers' rights. But Starbucks said this April they're going to come to the table and negotiate. And I got to talk with my union rep tomorrow, but I might have some more news on that too. So that's exciting, because never in the history of the world has there been a bigger coffee corporation. And I mean, like, never. In the history of humanity, they're the biggest, wealthiest coffee corporation. And we brought them to their knees to the table. They're going to negotiate with us. So stay tuned for that, because this is exciting, historic. And I say, show no mercy, Daniel-san. No. The other kid showed no mercy. But Daniel-san ended up not showing any mercy either, because he did the crank kick. That's what I hope to do. Yeah, Jay, I appreciate it. For real. For real. I will find my PayPal again, not tonight, because I got to just try to go close my eyes for a little bit. But I appreciate it, and thank you so much. Yeah, those who have a lot of money have no issue spending on to step on the little people who need money. That's what I was saying to somebody today. I've been reaching out to a lot of different organizations to try to secure help for my family, because we're in a very tumultuous, scary time. And that's what I was talking about. I said, when you think about what we're asking for, when we unionize, when we fight for more pay, it's funny how our neighbors and people in the community will fight against the working class, fight against their own neighbors, and call us greedy, or that we don't deserve it, or we shouldn't be paid more. And I'll go into this another time, because I could attest to this. I could testify to this with many different stories, because many people say this to me. But I'll always ask them, like, is it really greedy to just want to have a roof over your head and food in your kitchen? Because that's all we're asking for. I'm not asking for 3 vacations. I'm not even asking for like free college at this point. Like, I just want a roof over my head and food in the fridge. That's it. Is that crazy? Is that the American dream now? Man, we really set the bar low. I was a hospice nurse and got hurt in the job. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know what? That's so wild. My wife is essentially, I don't think it's hospice. I forget. It's like a post-hospital care, so it's kind of like that. Again, I'm not good with the nursing letters and all that stuff, but my wife does crazy work, so respect to you in that field. You guys are, I just have the ultimate respect for people who do that. Yeah, if you could go back to work instead of being disabled. Well, and that's the other thing. The disability, all these things in the system are really set up to just trap people and not help support or build a foundation for them to reorganize their life around different circumstances. And listen, if you have any news or anything you could share, or any articles or anything we could bring attention to this stuff, Jay, leave it in the comments, please. Links to stuff, anything. I would love to talk about it. I would love to help fight for whatever cause you believe in, because I believe it needs, people need to be aware of it. And that's what I do here on the Class War, the Struggle. I want to bring this into people's atmosphere, into their environment. Just start a conversation, because if you know nothing about it, then you continue on and people can suffer, or you could have helped, or you could just be aware and maybe voice your concerns. But it all starts with a conversation, just like organizing. And with that, I gotta go. Thank you so much, Jay, for stopping by. Everybody else who has watched this, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe. It's free for you, and it really, it truly means the world to me. Hit that notification bell. Why? Because I could go live late at night, early in the morning. You never know unless you're notified. And if you got anything from this, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Peace. Salute. Light up.